You see, power equals power. So if you ain't with us, I guess you're in for a bit of a shock.
It's a gentrifying neighborhood. What do you expect?
Well, I did my homework. I watched the series and I read the script and I did my homework. But I think that the character developed more when I got to set and Michael and Lauren and Eli, the writers were there. They allowed me to play with the universe. But knowing, obviously I've watched The Walking Dead and knowing what we were entering now, and as a native New Yorker, hello girl, I had some kind of experience dealing with zombies in the street. Walkers.
When Eli offered me the part, I knew about Walking Dead, obviously. I hadn't seen any of the shows. I really am very bad at watching television, I must admit. But I knew everybody. Jeffrey and I were great pals. Lauren I knew. And so I needed to read, and I read a couple of episodes. I fell in love with the guy immediately, and I said I was in. And then I started to binge. I started to watch the very beginning of The Walking Dead, how the whole universe started. Then I watched the first season of Dead City. So I'm much like you. I played on my feet a lot. And I love doing that. I love obviously knowing the script, and then I forget about it. And
did you get any bad dreams or nightmares after watching the first season?
No. Is that weird? Should have I?
Did you?
Did you?
I did. You?
I got a lot of nightmares. The first and second, I was getting nightmares. It's just good to dream, you know? I was just asking.
Oh, dreaming is super important.
Yeah.
And not that I remember. I'm so old now. I'm not. Look at me saying no. I don't know. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. But what a world, eh? That we and you already did season 1. I enjoyed watching your work from the first season. So different from anyone else, really, guys, on the rest of the cast in a way. Like a real stone rock of a guy, and he had massive speeches to give, and you didn't f it up at all. And it was really it was a nice world to inhabit for sure.
Yeah, and he starts season 2 with a big speech.
Yes. I'm an Army recruiter all of a sudden. So that was
That's
fun.
right.
I got to play with Dasha, aka Narvaez, who was no joke, just taking cats out, just like,
No joke, girl. You are no joke, and that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He's a former CEO of a hedge fund. He's almost a billionaire. He is a money guy. He's full of art. He knows the art world. He's conniving. He's super smart, and he's a coward. He's truly a coward. And so for me to inhabit, and I love that. I love all kinds of circles in a character. I hate one line. I say no to them all. But when Eli and I started talking and Scott Gimple about the character of Bruegel, I think the thing that I brought most was the sense of humor. I really felt that he needed to be funny in a sarcastic way, or people won't gravitate to him at all. But he is the leader of a gang, the biggest gang in New York. There's 3 gangs that you find out early. We saw that last night in the premiere. And he certainly is the surviving gang leader. And just watch what he does, because he is a bit of a snake charmer. He's a bit of a Pied Piper, there's no question. And all my gang, of course, we're in the apocalyptic world, so there's no money, so my wardrobe is all 17th century France, ties, Hugo Boss. It's filthy, it's dirty, but he still thinks he looks really sexy. And my gang, they're all in all the armor. Remember that, guys? All this armor and spears that they've taken from museums, they've taken from the New York streets, and it protects them against the walkers. So that's really Bruegel in a nutshell.
I was going to say he's probably, this might be a strong statement, but I think he's the best dressed villain we've ever seen in the Walking Dead universe.
Let's just throw that out right now, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Did you have any say in that costume?
I did.
At all? Yeah?
Yeah. We and of course, and you would know this, guys, because you were before you and me. But AMC has to pass everything. They have to pass everything. So all the wardrobe that they threw at me had to be passed by AMC, but I would pick my favorite, my second favorite, and the gal doing the wardrobes she was amazing, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think, you know, Armstrong is really trying to, you know, talk about playing on your feet, just like trying to figure it out, trying to stay one step ahead of Narvaez and everybody else, because he told this huge lie that he killed Negan, which he thought he could like protect Negan and kind of put everything to bed with. But all of a sudden, like, we're going back into New York, and you got to figure out how do you do what you need to do as an army officer, and like make sure you stay a step ahead of everybody and manage Maggie, who's just like gonna be Maggie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the promotion helps, but it's still fast and loose.
Well, I think for me it's pretty. We saw the first show last night at a little screening. I had not seen the first show, and when Bruegel, my character, walks out of that church and sees the Radio City Music Hall lights start popping on, that's from methane. That's the power of methane. And when you deal with walkers and you deal with these zombies everywhere, you're pulling at strings for something to get power over them. Well, wait till you see what they do with the walkers this year in regards to methane. So it was, yeah, it's a thrust, certainly for Bruegel, and it becomes a thrust for the Croat for sure, and the Dama, and you'll see how all the pieces fit together.
I think for me, the methane, or for Armstrong, the methane is really about the hope of bringing the world back, which I think is important for the story, because, you know, there has to be some sliver of hope that we can finally get back to where we were, get something closer
To the old world.
to the old
yeah.
world,
Yeah.
or else, you know, why fight so hard for it, and why fight so hard against each other?
I think for Narvaez, it's about the objective and getting the problem, the solution to the problem. I think that for her as well, it's like either you try or you die trying. So you might as well go for it, get the methane, and if that's the power, it is what it is. But along the way, those that will survive will, and those that will not, she's not scared to get rid of them.
All
you know?
true. Yeah.
Yes,
So-
she's intense.
Yeah.
I love that.
As intense as the methane. It's so symbolic and makes sense for New York. It's all about the money. So methane is like the currency of the new world, of this new apocalyptic world. She doesn't get it. She's like, Armstrong, you're on this side. You're playing the fence too much. What's going on?
And
So I
then
have to-
she's like the governor's, you know, protege, so I gotta manage her too, but it's also like I
Absolutely.
can't rub her the wrong way too much, because then the governor can pull rank on me, so it's a whole lot going on.
It was amazing to work with Lauren, knowing that she has been part of the world so long, and then stepping into the role of, director. I enjoyed being directed by her, and she's very aware and she's very generous as an actor. And as an actor, for me, as an artist, you always want to collaborate. You want it to be like a safe space, comfortable space for you guys to like feed off each other. And it was very organic, along with the environment and the people that were casted. I have to say that when you're selective and you know who you need on it, it just kind of homeostasis, it just vibes out. It was amazing.
Yeah, and that's such a great point. You can't understate the power of everyone being in it together and everyone giving it up to your co-actors, to the directors, Mikey and Ed and Lauren. I mean, honestly, there wasn't a moment where I didn't feel, even for me, I'm 107 years old, I felt so protected by the entire crew, by the writers, by Eli. I mean, honestly, it's an experience that I will never forget, based on just what you just said. They are, everyone worked together so beautifully and weren't afraid to fail. And man, there was no egos,
team.
right? There was a
Yeah.
real team.
We cared for each other on and off, which is important. Are you okay? Are you safe? Are you comfortable with this? You know, so there was always like permission and always like, hey, we're here for the story, and that's important when you're trying to do the best. At
And
something.
we can't talk about it because we have to wait for people to see it. But the thing that you and I had together was a very, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you? So we'll leave it at that. But it was a really,
And it reads, you know that it reads off because even on set, the feedback was, you guys, wow, like they emotionally connected with us. So that's always important. I thought I grew up in the zombified version. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I think it's like I said before. I think it symbolizes that New Yorkers get through it all. You know, no matter what's going on in the city.
so true.
You know, it's the most grungy. You know, you could say gray. You can say monotone city, but so alive. And I think that that's the beauty of the cities, that we're so multifaceted, / culture and so on, that it allows for us creatives to feel at home, at least for me.
I'm not much of a prop guy. I love props. I think actors do. But I've got a couple of props that are, get ready. I mean, get ready. Those fittings I had with the wardrobe, and then the props guy, and then with what they were writing for Bruegel, I mean, get ready. I've got a couple of beauties.
I think there's something in her smile that people are going to enjoy, in Narvaez's smile. And
That's good. No, that's
yeah,
good.
I think, there's a little gem in there. Look out for that.
I think chasing the walkers in Central Park and going to a version of Central Park that I don't think anybody's seen before, and it was a lot of fun. Remember filming that? A lot of fun to film, and really exciting to do and to present. So
For some reason, mosquitoes never die. Okay, mosquitoes never die. Even through this whole apocalypse, they're just,
They're alive. and
Mosquitoes, cockroaches, and rats.
yeah, they're just resilient.
Yep.